Yo, what up? It's your boy Flock, and it's top 5 time, y'all. You know, I told y'all I was gonna do it. Y'all probably thought it was gonna be like a month from now, some shit, when I actually did it. Then y'all, I know what y'all thinking. Y'all probably like, oh man, this dude ain't gonna do this shit for 2 months. But nah, this is it's time for it, yo. And before I get into it, first and foremost, let me just say big ups to everybody that participated in the comment section, man, with good suggestions of the names and all this other stuff. But remember when I did say that by the time you all saw the video, I was gonna pretty much have a name for it. Funny thing is, one of the names that I had chose, because I narrowed it down to 3, and it was depending on if everybody else, the other guys in the GI wanted to be a part of it or not. And that was the deciding factor of what I was gonna name it, because I know a lot of people were saying stuff like Flocks 5, and it was a lot of different stuff, man. And some of them were pretty good. A few of them was kind of corny. I ain't gonna lie. A few of y'all came with some cornball stuff, but it was kind of funny, man. I enjoyed reading every comment, because I went through every comment in that video. Went through every comment in the video. Even the trolls, man, that came through there and was just saying stuff that had nothing completely nothing to do with the video and the title and stuff like that, and the whole format. And shout out to the people that understood why Jadakiss was in the thumbnail of that video, and to the people that don't, shame on you. You're not. That's all I'll say. Shame on you. But yeah, like I said, the guys did agree. A few of them did say, yo, they wanted to be a part of that. So the name that I did come up with is the GI5. And funny enough, we had a person in the comment section that came up with that very same suggestion. And when I look at it, let's see, and my apologies in advance if I butcher your name, man. Joseph Matthews. He came up with, he said, how about the GI5? And it got like a bunch of thumbs up too, man. So everybody was feeling that. So, and as like I said before, that was kind of funny, because that was one of the names that I'd actually picked if everybody else wanted to be a part of it. So that's the name we're gonna go with, the GI5. If y'all may or may not be aware of this, but a lot of the guys right now are in Boston for PAX East and whatnot. And Nomad is doing something else too. So you got guys, here and guys there, man. Like, GI, man, we making moves out here, man. They all over the place, man, going to these events and whatnot. So shout out to the guys that's out there, man, making stuff happen, not just out there trying to be fake famous and be seen. They out there actually making connections and, making moves. So without any further ado, man, like I said, on this one right here, y'all just got me, because I went through a lot of these topics. I mean, a lot of these suggestions that y'all had. And it was some pretty decent ones, man, that I thought about doing, but I felt they were better. They were, better suited for like a group thing, for more than one person to talk about. Because once the guys said they were down for doing it, I was like, all right, cool. So I'll pocket these, and for this very first one, to get it out the way, I'll do this one myself. So to do this one myself, what I'm doing is I'm gonna get into this one here. This is coming from the boy Champ. He said, do top 5 diss tracks or top 5 video games. The top 5 video games, that's more discussion based with more than one person. So what I'll do, we'll save that one for a later date with everybody else. I know everybody's interested in knowing that. And we're gonna get into I'll do the top 5 diss tracks. Now we all know that the whole Remy Ma, I'm about to call her Remy Martin, she don't go by that no more. The whole Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj thing went down. So I felt like that was pretty decent one to go by. So what I'll do, I'll go off of that one, because I can go off, man, like all day about this shit. So, but I won't. So all I will say is, this is how I determine a hot diss song. First of all, you gotta say the person's name. Like all that like subliminal shit, like if you're not saying a person's name, it's kind of hard for me to respect it. Like, the diss song, you gotta say the person's name. So it's gonna be a few. It's so many to name, man. It's like when you ask me stuff like that, it's like asking me what my favorite food is, man. Depending on what day of the week it is, it's pretty much something different, like in my top 5. And the same thing with these diss songs. Like at least 2 or 3 out of these top 5 will probably get rotated in and out. So I'll start off with the honorable mentions though, man. Let me get into that before I get to doing too much rambling. Some of my honorable mentions, and the reason being why some of these aren't in there, they honorable mentions because they didn't mention names. A couple of them in here didn't mention names. So I'll start off with the bitch and you by Common. His targets was Ice Cube, Dub C, Mac 10. He went in and nobody expected that from Common. I mean, Common's a Chicago conscious rapper. You know, Cube came at him because he said the little line on he said the line about he wasn't salty, she was with the boys in the hood on I Used to Love Her. So he came out with West Side Slaughterhouse, you know, the West Side Connection, and they went at Common. So, but Common fucked them up on that one. All right, Lost Ones by Lauryn Hill. That's another honorable mention. She went at Wyclef. Y'all gotta, if you never heard that, check that out. Dre Day, of course, that's Dr. Dre, man. I mean, his target was Eazy-E all day long. I think they said something about Tim Dog too, old New York rapper. Kicking the Door by Biggie. Once again, this is another one that it was kind of like a, you know, he referenced some shit, but he really didn't say the person's name. But he kind of like that was supposed to be a target at Tupac, Nas, Ghostface, and Raekwon. And Real MF and G's, I'm trying not to curse, by Eazy-E, where he went at you know, the whole Death Row, mainly Dr. Dre. So let's get into the top 5, y'all. Let's do this right now. Here we go. All right, my number 5 is Takeover by Jay-Z. Now, a lot of people would put it higher on their list. That's you. Like I said, this is completely my stuff only. You know, feel free to sound off in the comments, you know, what you think yours is as well. Jay-Z Takeover. His targets was Mobb Deep and Nas. I mean, he came with it, yo. That's all I will say. Jay-Z came with it. You know, it was hip-hop, lyrical sparring. That's all I really got to say about that. Number 4. This may surprise some people, but his second round knockout by Cannabis. Now, his target was LL Cool J. Nobody really expected Cannabis to go at this dude like that, but the shit that LL did was kind of a dirty move. Cannabis they did a song called 4321 when he had Cannabis, like Master P, DMX, you know, Red and Meth on there. He said a line, something about let me borrow the mic you got on your arm. Everybody knows LL got this big ass, dope ass microphone tattoo on his arm with the cord going around and shit. One of the dopest tattoos I've ever seen, man, and his original too. And you know, he told him like, yo, I need you to change that, man, because you know, I ain't feeling that. Cannabis agreed to change the lines and everything, and then LL proceeded to diss Cannabis on that song. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just gotta check the song out to hear. So you know, Cannabis went in, yo. That's all I can say. I wish I could play this shit, man, but y'all know how YouTube is. I can't play it, so I'll try to find a way to link it or something. I'll figure something out, man, for y'all to check this shit out. Number 3, Ether by Nas. Come on, man. That word still gets used to this day. I mean, that was in 2001. So, I mean, somebody say they got ethered. I mean, and his targets was Jay-Z and Dame Dash. I mean, he went at him, man. Once again, nobody thought Nas had that in him, because Nas is always known to be, you know, sometimes a conscious rapper and just an overall lyricist. And I don't think Jay-Z thought he had it in him. Number 2 is Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. Now, I know a lot of people would say, this is my number 1. That's my number 1, man. How the hell this ain't number 1? Blah, 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 blah. Trust me, man. I'll explain. You'll see why in a second. Now, Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, like, it was just so much going on in that song. He came after Biggie, Junior Mafia, Puffy, Mobb Deep, and even Chino XL, who hardly anybody knew who that was at the time. Chino XL, he's from California. So yeah, all I can say is, man, when you talk about you had sex with this man's wife and all this other stuff, and the video made it even better because he had the Biggie lookalike, the Puffy lookalike, the Lil Kim lookalike. Yo, it was just classic Pac, man. He popped off, and you know, it to this day still stands the test of time as far as like what you can compare a true diss record to. Like, not none of this, you know, subliminal stuff that people do right now. Also, just you know what, I said enough about that song, yo. That Hit 'Em Up was vicious, yo. That's all I will say. Number 1 by far to me personally is No Vaseline by Ice Cube. Now, I know a lot of people may probably have heard about it, or if you saw the NWA movie, that was probably your first time hearing it. All I can say is when you are in a group with a bunch of dudes and things go sour over money, this man Q made like a couple albums, made like an album or something. NWA, they, you know, I guess it was all cool. I guess eventually they was cool with it, but all of a sudden NWA came out with a song called Real Niggas. No, it's called Benedict Arnold. It was called Benedict Arnold, and they called him Benedict Arnold, basically called him a traitor, a turncoat or whatever. Q went in, yo. He dissed everybody in that group, and it was by himself. You know what I mean? It was just so much. It was just so much in that song, man, that like when you hear it, you be like, damn. That's all you can say, man. That's so. There you have it, man. Like I said, No Vaseline is definitely by far my number one. Because he not only did he go in on NWA, he went in on their manager, who was a white dude at the time called Jerry Heller, and they said he was the reason why the group broke up or whatever, because Jerry Heller was screwing everybody over. He was basically it was just him and Easy, and they wasn't divvying out the money right. That's why eventually Dr. Dre left afterwards. So that's just what it was, man. It was a lot of like real life stuff, man, and it was just so aggressive back then that that's why I say that is by far my number one. So feel free to sound off in the comments, man. Also put your suggestions for the next one. The next one is going to be more of the guys in it. So, feel free to put that in there. No, we're not doing no clips of none of y'all's videos and all this other stuff. We doing top 5, talk and discussion based. We're not doing nobody's clips and all this. This ain't no put me on session. This is from y'all wanting to know what y'all think, wanting to know what we think about things. So there y'all have it, man. Hopefully, man, this has been cool and entertaining, man. I enjoyed, discussing how I felt about it. I tried to compress this as much as I can, but we almost at like 12 minutes, so I'm out though, y'all, man. Just put that shit in the comments, man. What y'all want to hear us talk about next. The next one I have more guys in it, and we'll rotate guys in and out, so you're not hearing the same 3 or 4 of us all the time. So that's it. I'm gone, y'all. Peace.